Struggling to read people, spotting lies, decoding motives, or building instant trust? In this video, get the exact blueprint to understand anyone instantly. Welcome to Audiobook World, your masterclass in self-improvement. Discover 3 game changers, crack body language secrets, master emotional triggers, and wield influence ethically. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Then use the timestamps below to jump into any of the 12 chapters. Let's unlock human behavior now. Imagine you're standing in a crowded room, voices swirling around you like a storm. Eyes meet yours, some warm, others cold, piercing. Who are these people really? What hidden currents drive their smiles, their silences, their sudden turns? Right now, in this moment, you hold the power to see through it all. Not with magic, but with the sharp lens of human psychology. Welcome to a journey that will unlock the secrets of the human soul. By the end, you'll read people like an open book, instantly, intuitively, irresistibly. Lean in close. Your transformation begins now. Chapter 1. The hidden layers beneath every smile. Close your eyes for a moment and picture this. You're at a bustling cafe, steam rising from your coffee like whispers from forgotten dreams. Across the table sits someone you thought you knew, a friend, a colleague, a stranger whose laugh lights up the room. But then, in a split second, their smile falters. A shadow crosses their eyes, gone before you can name it. What was that? Fear? Longing? A secret buried deep? In that fleeting crack, you glimpse the truth. Every human heart beats behind a veil, layered with mysteries we rarely penetrate. Welcome to the first step of unveiling them. This isn't just knowledge, it's the key to seeing souls as they truly are. Feel that pull already? Good. Because from here, nothing will look the same. We all live in worlds built on surfaces. Smiles exchanged in elevators, nods at meetings, small talk that skims the skin of connection. But beneath it all lies a hidden architecture, the psychology of human behavior. It's the invisible force, shaping every glance, every word unspoken, every choice that surprises us. Imagine if you could map it instantly, like a navigator charting stars in a midnight sky. Not through guesswork or chance, but through understanding the layers that make us human. This chapter plants that map in your hands. It's the foundation for everything to come, the soil from which transformation grows. Let's start with the outermost layer, the social self we present to the world. Psychologists have long called it the persona, a carefully sculpted image, like a statue chiseled to perfection. Think of Elena, a teacher I once knew. By day, she commanded her classroom with unshakable poise, her voice steady as a heartbeat, her posture tall and inviting. Parents praised her warmth, students hung on her words. Yet at home, alone with her journals, she confessed to waves of doubt that threatened to drown her. Her persona wasn't a lie, it was armor, forged in the fires of expectation and past wounds. We all wear it, don't we? That polished version of ourselves, designed to fit, to belong, to survive. But here's the revelation. These layers aren't solid walls. They're fragile membranes, trembling under the right pressure. Spot them by the mismatches, the voice that booms with confidence while fingers twist a napkin into knots. The eyes that dart away mid-sentence, chasing shadows only they can see, or the laugh that erupts too suddenly, too brightly, masking a tremor beneath. These are the fissures where truth seeps through. Science echoes this. Studies from social psychologists like Irving Goffman show our presentations of self, our performances, rehearsed yet prone to slips. When they happen, the real person emerges, raw, human, achingly real. Now, lean in closer. Why does this matter to you? Because seeing these layers instantly changes everything. It turns strangers into stories, conflicts into compassion, opportunities into alliances. Recall a time you misread someone, a promotion lost to hidden resentment, a friendship frayed by unspoken needs. That ends today. The power lies in your observation, sharpened like a blade. Train your gaze not on what they say, but on what they can't hide. The subtle hunch of shoulders carrying invisible burdens, the quick blink that swallows tears, the open palm extended, not in greeting, but in quiet plea for understanding. Let me paint a fuller picture with Marcus, a man whose life pivoted on this insight. He was a salesman, doors slamming in his face for years. Deals crumbled not from bad pitches, but from sensing distrust he couldn't name. One day he began watching the layers, a client's firm handshake paired with averted eyes, hesitation masked as politeness. He'd pause, soften his tone. "I sense there's more here. Tell me what's really on your mind." The veil lifted. Truths poured out. Sales soared, not from tricks, but from connection. Marcus didn't change his words. He changed his sight. You can too. Right now, think of someone in your life. What layer have you missed? This awareness awakens something deeper, the empathy that binds us. When you see the persona not as deception, but as protection, judgment fades. You meet vulnerability with your own, a nod, a shared glance, a question that invites them to drop the mask. It's reciprocal magic. The brain's mirror neurons fire, syncing hearts across divides. Research from neuroscientists confirms it. Witnessing authenticity triggers our own, creating bonds stronger than steel. No more shallow exchanges. Your conversations deepen. Relationships heal. Influence flows naturally. Yet, this foundation demands honesty with yourself first. Examine your own layers. What persona do you wear at work? The driven achiever hiding exhaustion. In love, the carefree partner burying fears of loss. Peeling back your veil builds integrity, the quiet strength that draws others near. Feel that stir within. It's the first ripple of change, spreading outward. You're not just learning to read people, you're becoming the kind they trust instinctively. As we stand on this threshold, consider the cost of ignorance. Lives half lived in misunderstanding, potentials untapped, hearts adrift. But you've chosen differently. You've stepped into the light of awareness. These hidden layers are your starting point, a compass for the journey ahead. Master them, and every interaction becomes a revelation. And now, as the outermost veil thins, prepare to gaze deeper. What happens when words enter the equation, twisting truths or unveiling hearts? That's the dance we explore next. Body language, the silent language that speaks louder than any voice. Turn the page with me. The wonders unfold. Chapter 2. The Silent Symphony of Body Language. Imagine a dimly lit room, tension thick as fog, rolling off a restless sea. Two figures face each other. Across a scarred wooden table, one leans back, arms crossed, like fortress walls. The other mirrors the stance unconsciously. Words hang unspoken, but their bodies shout a silent war. Suddenly, one uncrosses, palm upturned in offering. The other's shoulders drop. The battle dissolves without a syllable. This is the raw power of body language, the unspoken orchestra conducting every human exchange. You've pierced the outer masks. Now attune your senses to this symphony. What melodies will you hear in the people around you? Listen closely. The music reveals. Body language forms the bedrock of instant understanding, a universal dialect etched into our flesh long before words evolved. It's not mere gesture, it's the body's honest confession, bypassing the mind's hails edits. Picture your own frame right now, spine straight or slumped, feet planted firm or fidgeting. These signals broadcast your inner state to the world, often louder than your voice. In this chapter, we dive into that current, learning to decode the rhythms that betray joy, deceit, desire, and doubt. This knowledge doesn't just inform, it transforms how you move through life, turning every encounter into a dance of mutual revelation. Consider the expanse of personal space, that invisible bubble we all guard. Invade it unwittingly, and watch shoulders tense, bodies recoil like startled deer. Cultural threads weave variations, close in Latin warmth, distant in northern reserve, but the principle holds: proximity signals intimacy or threat. I remember Sophia, a diplomat navigating tense negotiations. She noticed her counterpart's subtle lean away during heated exchanges. Instead of pressing forward, she eased back, creating air. Defenses melted, agreements flowed. Space isn't empty, it's a canvas of comfort and control. Master it, and you command the room without a word. Posture paints the portrait of presence. Upright stance radiates assurance, drawing eyes like gravity. Slouch whispers defeat before lips part. But probe deeper, the forward tilt of eagerness, the sidewise angle of wariness. Science illuminates this. Research from body language pioneers reveals open postures expand chest cavities, flooding the brain with confidence-boosting oxygen. Close them, and stress hormones surge. Apply it now. Stand tall in your next conversation. Feel the shift. Others will too, mirroring your strength instinctively. Hands and arms conduct the most telling score. Open palms invite trust, like ancient gestures of peace. Clenched fists or hidden hands signal guarded hearts. Watch for the self-soothe rubbing neck, touching face, a reflex when lies tangle with truth. Recall David, the poker player, who lost fortunes ignoring this. Opponent's fingers drummed tables during bluffs. He dismissed it until he learned. Now he reads rhythms. Steady hands mean conviction. Erratic ones, chaos within. Your hands tell stories too. Practice stillness to project calm or gesture wide to embrace. Feet, often overlooked, point to true intentions. Toward you, interest blooms. Away, toward exits, minds wander. In groups, feet cluster with allies, betraying shifting loyalties. This grounded truth anchors the upper body's performance. Emotional intelligence amplifies here. Pair a nodding head with trailing feet, and skepticism lingers beneath agreement. Facial micro-movements flicker like lightning, too swift for conscious control. A lip curl of contempt, eyebrow arch of doubt. These universal flashes span cultures. Train your eye, slow the world in your mind. Capture the 7-second span where authenticity slips free. Neurostudies confirm these involuntary twitches root in the limbic brain, our emotional core, unfiltered by reason. Now, weave these threads into practice. At your next gathering, become the silent observer. Note the woman whose crossed ankles hide unease amid laughter. The man whose mirrored nod seals unspoken pacts. Don't judge, understand. This empathy bridges divides, turning potential foes to confidants. Real life alchemy. Transform awkward silences into profound bonds by aligning your body to theirs. Subtle, lean, open stance. Rapport ignites. But true mastery demands reciprocity. Your body speaks volumes. Refine it as your ally. Slow, deliberate movements convey thoughtfulness. Quick jerks betray anxiety. Breathe into poise. Let gestures flow from genuine feeling. Authenticity resonates, magnetic and undeniable. Feel that power stirring. You're no longer adrift in misreads. You navigate with precision. This silent symphony demands ethical attunement. Use it not to manipulate, but to honor the humanity in each frame. When you see tension uncoil through your awareness, you've gifted freedom. Lives touch deeper, marriages mend, careers ascend, friendships flourish. The body never lies. Now, it becomes your greatest teacher. Reflect on this gift as we pause. You've tuned into the physical poetry that words obscure. Satisfaction settles, yet hunger grows. What lies beyond flesh, in the gaze that pierces souls. Eyes hold the next verse, gateways to unspoken depth. Step forward with me. The revelation awaits. Chapter 3. Eyes, mirrors of the unspoken soul. Picture a candlelit dinner, shadows dancing on walls like restless spirits. Across the table, her lips curve into a smile, words flow smooth as wine. But her eyes, those deep pools, flicker with a storm she dares not name. Dilated wide one instant, narrowing the next, they pull you into a silent confession of longing laced with fear. In that gaze, worlds collide. Truth bears itself before defenses rise. You've mastered masks and bodies. Now plunge into the eyes, those ancient windows where souls whisper secrets no voice can veil. What will they reveal to you first? Gaze steadily. The depths call. Eyes anchor the essence of human revelation, serving as portals to the emotional core where thoughts and feelings converge unfiltered. Unlike fleeting gestures, they hold steady narratives, pupil shifts signaling arousal or alarm, gaze direction betraying focus or flight. This chapter illuminates their language, training you to read the light within. It's not parlor trickery, it's profound attunement, fostering connections that transcend surfaces. From boardrooms to bedrooms, eyes dictate trust's fragile dance. Harness this and isolation ends, intimacy begins. Delve into pupil dynamics first, those black mirrors expanding with raw emotion. Widening pupils betray attraction's spark or terror's grip, nature's involuntary broadcast. In dim light they adjust, but watch context. A sudden flare amid calm talk hints at desire's undercurrent. I knew Clara, an artist adrift in unrequited love. At gallery openings, she'd catch his gaze lingering, pupils blooming like night flowers. No words passed, yet she knew. Science affirms. Adrenaline surges dilate them, visible across cultures. Spot this surge today. Feel the power of unspoken invitation. Gaze patterns weave the next thread. Direct eye contact forges bonds, 3 to 5 seconds ideal before discomfort creeps. Hold longer in intimacy, break too soon, and doubt seeds. Prolonged stare from another, dominance or deep interest probes. Averting eyes mid-conversation screams evasion, guilt, shyness, or disinterest. Reflect on Liam, the negotiator, who turned stalemates. Facing stonewalled opponents, he'd note downward glances chasing flaw patterns, gently prompting, "What weighs on you?" Unlocked floods of honesty. Eyes don't wander aimlessly, they chase inner truths. Blink rates pulse like heartbeats under stress. Normal cadence steadies at 15-20 per minute. Spikes signal deceptions, cognitive load or anxiety's churn. Slow blinks convey calm confidence, rapid ones unravel composure. Pair with other cues, fast blinks plus stiff smiles, facade strains. Train by timing your own in mirrors, steady them for poise, projecting unshakable presence. Eyebrow movements flash microtails, arched high in surprise or skepticism, furrowed in anger or concentration. The unilateral raise, one brow lifted, often drips sarcasm or cunning appraisal, universal across faces. These twitches evade conscious reins. Neuroimaging reveals quick limbic responses trigger them. Bypassing cortical filters, practice in crowds. The storyteller's raised brow punctuates drama. The listener's furrow absorbs doubt. Tears, rarest messengers, shatter illusions. Glimmering unshed, they plead vulnerability. Streaming free, they purge pain. But crocodile variants, dry eyes with quivering lips, betray artifice. True emotion glistens from within. Now, integrate this wisdom ethically. In your next exchange, lock eyes softly, 3 seconds, then release. Mirror their rhythm, steady for steady, gentle for shy. Rapport blooms as brains sync via shared gaze. This isn't intrusion, it's witness, lives pivot here. Parents reading children's silent pleas, lovers bridging chasms, leaders inspiring loyalty. Self-application elevates all. Examine your eyes in reflective surfaces. Do they sparkle with curiosity or dull with fatigue? Brighten them through genuine interest. Others reflect back. Authentic gaze draws authenticity, creating virtuous cycles of trust. Yet power tempers with compassion. Eyes reveal wounds, haunted stares from past traumas, weary flickers of burnout. Meet them with your own openness, offering silent solidarity. Healing flows bi-directional. You've become mirror and light. Pause here, enriched. Eyes have schooled you in soul reading's art, turning glances into gateways. Fulfillment warms, curiosity stirs. What symphony emerges when voice joins the gaze? Tones twisting truths further. Vocal undercurrents await. Journey on with me. Revelation deepens. Chapter 4. The lightning strike of first impressions. Envision a crowded elevator, air humming with unspoken judgments. Doors slide open. You step in last. In 7 heartbeats, every eye sizes you up. Slumped shoulders spell defeat. Crisp stride commands respect. A genuine smile disarms suspicion. Snap judgments etch like lightning scars, irreversible, shaping fates before hellos exchange. You've decoded masks, bodies, eyes. Now seize the forge of first encounters. In seconds, craft destinies, or shatter them. Who will they see in you today? The power is yours, claim it now. First impressions stand as the gateway to all human bonds, a primal brain mechanism honed by evolution to sift allies from threats in blinks. Your neocortex processes 11 million bits per second, yet consciousness filters to 40, leaving subconscious verdicts on warmth, competence, threat. This chapter arms you to engineer these verdicts, turning snap assessments into strategic advantages. No longer victim to bias, become its architect. Relationships ignite or fizzle here, careers launch or stall. Master this alchemy, and doors swing wide. Clothing forms the initial canvas, broadcasting identity before lips move. Tailored lines suggest precision. Rumpled fabrics whisper chaos. Bold colors energize, neutrals soothe. Context reigns, flashy suits dazzle sales floors, subdue in boardrooms. I recall Nadia, overlooked artist turned sensation. At her breakthrough exhibit, she swapped bohemian layers for sleek black. Viewers lingered, sales tripled. Fabric whispers status. Choose yours to align intentions. Handshakes seal the sketch. Firm grip conveys assurance without crush. Limp palms repel. Aggressive squeezes intimidate. Duration matters. 2 seconds bonds. Lingering hints intimacy or dominance. Temperature plays subtle. Warm hands signal openness. Cold ones withdrawal. Practice now. Extend palm level. Thumb web to web. Eye contact steady. Feel confidence flood. Javier, shy engineer, transformed interviews thus. Recruiters recalled his solid presence. Offers followed. The smile's authenticity lights or dims the portrait. Duchenne's smiles crinkle eye corners. Genuine beacons. Polite curves stay flat, masking detachment. Timing perfects it. Meet eyes first, then curve lips. Forced grins falter at edges. Train yours in mirrors till natural. Emotional resonance amplifies. Smile from joy's wellspring, and it contagiates, releasing endorphins in beholders. Voice launches the audio layer. Pitch and pace painting personality. Lower registers project authority. Higher ones approachability. Steady rhythm reassures. Rushed betrays nerves. First words count. Clear, personalized. Great to meet you, Alex, versus generic mumbles. Record rehearsals. Refine till resonant. Scent and grooming finalize the sensory assault. Clean, subtle fragrance evokes care. Overpowering assaults. Hair neat, nails trimmed. Details scream discipline. Overlook them, and subconscious dings accumulate. Mirror neurons elevate mastery. Subtly echo their energy. Upright posture to upright, animated gestures to calm. Brains sync, fostering like-me affinity unconsciously. Ethical mirroring builds bridges, not deceptions. Apply immediately before gatherings. Set intention. What impression serves? Dress accordingly. Rehearse grip. Smile true. Track outcomes. Invite surge. Rejections fade. Real transformation. Tara, introverted manager. Mirrored outgoing boss's vigor. Promotions cascaded. Self-honesty deepens. Audit your defaults. Do frayed edges sabotage. Polish deliberately. Authenticity anchors. Faked veneers crack. Genuine essence endure. Power tempers with humility. First strikes endure, yet evolve through consistency. You've glimpsed souls, now shape how yours appears. Satisfaction roots what hidden harmonies rise when impressions solidify into speech, tones betraying or binding. Vocal revelations beckon. Walk with me, the melody unfolds. Chapter 5. The hidden melody in every voice. Hear this. A boardroom falls silent, words slicing the air like winter wind. The CEO's voice drops low, gravelly with finality. This ends now, and heads bow. Resolve, crumbling without rebuttal. Across town, a hesitant whisper from a child, rising at the end like a fragile question, melts a parent's iron will. Voices aren't vessels for words, they're instruments of the soul, vibrating with hues of conviction, deceit, yearning no script can contain. You've shaped impressions with gaze and form. Now, attune to this auditory essence. What truths will their tones confess to you? Strain your ears. The song begins. Vocal tone emerges as the emotional undercurrent steering every dialogue, a symphony where pitch, pace, volume, and timbre reveal inner landscapes words merely decorate. Rooted in the larynx's ancient wiring, it bypasses linguistic filters, broadcasting arousal states directly to listeners' primal ears. This chapter unveils its codes, empowering you to discern harmony from discord instantly. No longer swayed by surface scripts, pierce to authentic intent. Conversations evolve from battles to ballets. Alliances form in tonal resonance. Claim this auditory key, and human exchange yields its deepest secrets. Pitch sets the foundational note. Higher registers evoke vulnerability or excitement, like birdsong at dawn. Lower ones ground authority, echoing Earth's rumble. Women often wield higher pitches for warmth. Men deepen for command, yet shifts betray. A sudden drop signals resolve hardening. An unintended climb whispers doubt. Listen to Elena, the trial lawyer who clinched verdicts. Facing hostile witnesses, she'd catch pitches spiking under cross-examination, nerves exposed. Take a breath, she'd coax gently, drawing truths forth. Your ear becomes scalpel, slice through facade. Pace orchestrates rhythm, Deliberate cadences build gravitas, breathless rushes signal panic or passion. Normal speech flows 120–150 words per minute. Accelerations hint deceptions, mental scramble, decelerations mull deception or profound thought. Pauses punctuate power. Brief ones invite response, elongated ones demand submission. Recall Thomas, salesman turned legend. Prospects rattled fast during lies. He'd slow his own voice to molasses, forcing sync, deals sealed as rhythms aligned. Mirror this. Intention, steady your tempo. Others follow, ceding subconscious control. Volume amplifies emotions crest. Soft tones draw intimacy, pulling listeners close like shared secrets. Booms assert dominance, filling spaces with presence. Sudden swells betray anger's surge, fades signal withdrawal or shame. Cultural nuances tint reserved cultures, favor whispers, expressive ones, thunder. Practice volume modulation, lower for persuasion, elevate for emphasis. I saw it transform Kira, quiet artist pitching galleries, starting soft built intrigue, crescendo sealed sales. Your voice, once timid, now commands symphonies. Timbre colors the whole, warm, resonant tones soothe, like hearth fire, nasal or strained grate like chalk. Breathy whispers seduce, clipped edges repel. Fillers, ums, ahs, dot and ease, their frequency spiking with cognitive load. Eliminate yours for fluid authority, note theirs for weakness. Inflection arcs seal meaning, falling at ends asserts finality, rising seeks agreement, flat monotones numb or mask pain. Blend these elements into holistic reads. Tense debate, accelerating pitch with swallowed volume, inner conflict bruise. Romantic spark, softening timbre, slowing pace. Desire simmers, ethical use elevates. Match tones to de-escalate fury. Amplify confidence to uplift doubt. Neuroacoustic studies confirm vocal mirroring releases oxytocin, forging trust bonds akin to touch. Apply now. Record interactions. Dissect playback. Refine your instrument. Deepen diaphragmatic breath for resonance. Vary dynamics for captivation. Authenticity shines through practiced poise. Forced shifts ring hollow. Self-mastery radiates, drawing others into your harmonic field. Compassion tempers this power. Tones unveil scars, trembling lows from grief, erratic highs from trauma. Meet them with matching warmth, offering voice as balm. You've become not just reader, but healer of divides. Breathe deep in this enriched silence. Voices have schooled you in melodic truths, turning speech into revelation. Contentment blooms, yet intrigue mounts. What enduring patterns shape these tones into personalities, blueprints of the enduring self? Personality's architecture calls, advanced beside me. Discovery beckons. Chapter 6. Blueprints of the enduring self. Personality unveiled. Step into a vibrant marketplace at dusk. Lanterns flickering like stars fallen to earth. A boisterous vendor haggles with thunderous laughs, drawing crowds like moths. Nearby, a quiet artisan polishes gems in shadowed solitude, her steady hands weaving patience into every facet. One thrives in chaos, the other blooms in stillness, yet both captivate through their essence. These aren't random traits, they're etched blueprints, personality's sacred architecture guiding every step, every bond, every destiny. You've heard the melodies of voice and form, now decipher these inner maps. What blueprint shapes the souls you meet? Unlock them. Eternity. Personality stands as the enduring skeleton beneath fleeting cues, a stable constellation of traits predicting behaviors across life's vast canvas. Decades of psychological inquiry distill it into the Big Five. openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, neuroticism, universal dimensions spanning cultures, ages, genetics, entwined with nurture. This chapter etches these into your intuition, granting foresight into motives, clashes, compatibilities, no longer guesswork, predict with precision, careers align, hearts harmonize, conflicts dissolve. Embrace this framework and humanity's mosaic clarifies. Openness first, the dreamer's fire, craving novelty, beauty, ideas like air. High scorers wander art galleries at midnight, question norms with childlike wonder. Low ones anchor in routine, facts over flights of fancy. Spot them in conversation. Vivid metaphors signal expansive minds, literal replies ground practicality. Meet Aria, chef turned innovator. Her openness birthed fusion cuisine shunned by traditionalists, yet markets exploded. Low openness, predictable reliability. Tailor pitches inspire visionaries, assure stabilizers. Conscientiousness builds the pillars of duty, organized, driven foresight etched in planners and early risers. High marks shine in deadlines met, promises kept. Low drift in spontaneity, chaos as muse. Observe habits, neat desks versus creative clutter, punctual arrivals or fashionably late. Raj, entrepreneur, hired conscientiously. High teams, projects soared. Low scorers, delegate details, unleash their bold strokes. This trait forecasts reliability like clockwork. Extroversion fuels the social blaze, outward energy surging from crowds, chatter, touch. Extroverts recharge in parties roar, initiating with ease. Introverts draw power from solitude's hush, listening deeper than they speak. Energy direction reveals, leaning into groups versus edging away. Leaner, networker extraordinaire, spotted introverted genius at conferences. Quiet corners birth partnerships. Extroverts energize events, introverts anchor depth. Balance your circle accordingly. Agreeableness softens edges. Cooperative hearts, prioritizing harmony, empathy over ego. High nurturers forgive swiftly, yield for peace. Low challengers debate fiercely, truth above tact. Facial warmth cues it, soft smiles versus firm lines. In teams, agreeable glue unity, disagreeable spark innovation through friction. Theo, leader, blended both, progress without fractures. Probe gently. How do you handle conflict? Answers illuminate. Neuroticism stirs the inner storm. Emotional volatility, worries shadow over calm seas. High feel slights deeply, moods swing like pendulums. Low sails steady, resilient under fire. Stress responses betray, fidgeting in calm versus unflinching poise. Counseling Maya, high neuroticism revealed her intensity as creative fuel channeled. It painted masterpieces. Low, bedrock in crises, temper expectations, support the sensitive, challenge the stoic. These traits blend uniquely. No pure types, but spectra painting full portraits. High extraversion, low conscientiousness. Charismatic whirlwind. Assess holistically. Patterns predict promotions, romances, friendships, longevity. Science validates. Longitudinal studies link Big Five to life outcomes. Income, health, happiness. Wield ethically. Adapt styles. Detail briefs. For conscientious, big visions. For open, self-scan too. Know your blueprint. Leverage strengths. Shore weaknesses. Nora, introverted agreeable. Scheduled solo prep before networking. Blossomed into influence. This knowledge fosters profound compassion. Traits aren't flaws, evolutionary adaptations. High neuroticism guards against threats. Low agreeableness drives progress. Honor diversity. Conflicts stem from mismatches, not malice. pause. In this clarity, personality's blueprints have mapped the enduring self, turning enigmas into allies. Warmth fills you, wonder stirs. What ignites these structures into flame? The hidden fuses sparking joy or rage. Emotional triggers lie ahead. Journey onward with me. The fire awakens. Chapter 7. Emotional triggers. The silent fuses within. Flashback to a quiet family dinner, candles guttering in a sudden draft. A casual remark, "You always overreact," lands like a spark on dry tinder. Faces harden, voices rise, plates clatter as buried furies erupt, shattering the evening's fragile peace. What ignited that blaze from nothing? Deep inside each of us burn fuses, coiled from childhood shadows, ready to flare at the lightest touch. You've mapped personality's steady frames. Now, uncover these volatile sparks. What triggers lurk in those you love, those you lead? Ignite awareness. The flames reveal everything. Emotional triggers form the hidden dynamite beneath composed exteriors, automatic responses wired from life's earliest wounds, rejections, abandonments, shames that scar the psyche like fault lines in stone. Unlike stable traits, they ambush unpredictably, hijacking reason with amygdala-fueled floods of rage, grief, or flight. This chapter exposes their origins and signatures, granting you foresight to sidestep explosions or gently diffuse them. No more collateral damage in relationships. Foster safe harbors instead. Mastery here turns powder kegs into profound understanding, healing rifts before they gash. Begin with abandonment's ache, the primal terror of isolation, etched in toddler tears or parental partings. It flares at perceived neglect, a delayed text, an unreturned call, summoning panic's vise or icy withdrawal. Bodies betray it, arms fold tight, eyes glaze distant, voices thin to whispers. I witnessed it in Omar, devoted husband blindsided by his wife's sudden chill during a work trip. Probing gently, feeling left behind, unleashed her childhood orphan echoes. Validation doused the fire, intimacy renewed. Spot the drift, bridge it swiftly. Criticism's barb strikes next, targeting fragile self-worth forged in harsh judgments or unmet praises. A mild suggestion morphs into attack, provoking defense or collapse. Watch shoulders hunch, jaws clench, words sharpened to thorns. Lila, ambitious executive, crumbled under feedback until she traced it to a belittling father. Reframing, "This helps me grow," disarmed the trigger. Offer it wrapped in affirmation. Strengths first, guidance second. Egos soften, growth blooms. Failure's shadow looms for perfectionists. Past flops replaying as prophecies. Risk aversion paralyzes. Minor setbacks spiral to despair. Trembling hands, averted gazes signal it. Guide with shared stumbles. I botched this too, here's what shifted. Resilience spreads. Conversely, entitlements trigger spoiled youths, or unchallenged rises. Erupts at denial, demanding what's owed. Pouting lips, escalating demands cue it. Boundaries firm yet kind restore equilibrium. Control's illusion shatters next, for those scarred by chaos. Unstable homes, betrayals, unforeseen changes unleash anxiety's torrent. Rigid plans, micromanaging grips, soften with predictability. Will adapt together. Trust rebuilds. Betrayal's ghost haunts the once burned. Hyper-vigilant to disloyalty's whiff, flinching at white lies, probing secrets. Open vulnerability first. I've been hurt too. Let's build honesty. Injustice ignites the principled, moral compasses, spinning at unfairness, cheated deals, overlooked merits. Righteous fury boils, calm reasoning evaporates. Channel it, Your sense of right fuels fade. How can we address this? Purpose redirects the blaze. Self-awareness anchors your power. Inventory your fuses. Heart races at dismissal. Abandonment calls. Journal origins. Breathe through flares. Response supplants reaction. Model calm. Others mirror. Neuroplasticity affirms. Repeated pauses rewire triggers, forging emotional fortitude. Ethical wielding transforms. Anticipate. Don't exploit. In teams, map triggers. Conscientious fear failure. Agreeable dread conflict. Tailor feedback. Preempt blow-ups. Families heal. Dinners reclaim peace. Romances deepen. Lovers become sanctuaries. Compassion crowns it all. Triggers aren't weaknesses. Survival etchings. Meet fury with curiosity. What hurts beneath, and walls dissolve. You've evolved from bystander to guardian of inner peace. Rest in this hard-won light. Triggers unveiled strip volatility's veil, granting preemptive grace. Fulfillment anchors you. What arts channel these raw energies into willing movement? Sway without struggle. Influence subtle dance awaits. Step into it with me. The rhythm pulses. Chapter 8. The Art of Gentle Sway. Influence without chains. Twilight falls over a village square. Murmurs rising like mist from cobblestones. A single voice cuts through, not commanding, but weaving stories of shared dreams. Small favors traded like treasures. Hands extend, nods ripple outward, and wills bend not to force, but to an invisible current of trust. Crowds move as one, hearts aligned in quiet harmony. This is influence's true grace, subtle tides shifting shores without storms. You've diffused triggers' tempests, now learn to guide flows ethically. What destinies will you shape with whispered wisdom? Feel the current stir, it carries you forward. Influence pulses as humanity's connective tissue, harnessing innate social wiring to inspire action minus coercion's crude hammer. Rooted in reciprocity's golden rule, give freely, receive willingly. It amplifies through consistency, liking, authority, scarcity, and unity's call. This chapter distills these levers into your toolkit, empowering persuasion that elevates all, no dark arts, luminous leadership that builds empires of loyalty. Careers catapult, communities coalesce, visions manifest. Wield it with heart, and watch worlds realign. Reciprocity ignites first. The ancient pact, offer value unbidden, and obligation blooms naturally. A compliment's warmth, a helpful insight shared without ledger doors fling open in return. Think of Rosa, cafe owner facing slumping sales. She gifted loyal patrons handwritten notes of gratitude with free pastries. Smiles returned tenfold, lines snaked around blocks. Brains register debts subconsciously, urging balance. Start small today. Praise genuinely. Assist quietly. Harvests multiply. Liking forges the next bond. Hearts sway toward those mirroring souls. Share passions. Echo values. Reveal vulnerabilities first. Familiarity breeds affinity. Similarity seals it. In sales, Darren matched prospects' hobbies casually. Golf tales with golfers, book chats with readers. Resistance melted. Contracts signed. Cultivate curiosity. What lights your fire? Common sparks fly. Barriers dissolve. Authenticity anchors. Faked rapport reeks. Social proof herds quietly. We chase what crowds endorse. Safety in numbers embrace. Testimonials whisper louder than solos. Join the thousands thriving trumps isolation. Witness festivals swelling from early buzz. Products soaring on reviews tide. Amplify ethically. Share real stories. Like Sarah who transformed, waves build momentum. Authority commands respect, sans bluster. Credentials, expertise displayed humbly. Titles impress, but demonstrated wisdom captivates. Doctors in white coats heal faster. Experts citing sources sway juries. Elena, young consultant, cited data pioneers before her insights. Clients leaned in. Decisions followed. Bolster your voice. Reference trusted paths. Embody calm certainty. Scarcity stirs urgency's flame. Rare gems gleam brighter. Fleeting chances spur leaps. Limited spots fills classes. Last chance empties shelves. Pair with abundance's grace. True scarcity from genuine limits, not manufactured ploys. Victor's Workshop sold out yearly. Not hype, but proven slots filling fast. Time-bound offers propel without deceit. Unity seals the circle. We for us. Tribes binding tighter than logic. Shared identities, fellow parents. Aspiring creators unite against divides. Campaigns chant we the people, teams rally our mission. Invoke it, frame goals collectively. Together we'll conquer. Loyalties, commitment compounds. Tiny yeses cascade to grand ones. Nod to a small ask. Try this tip, paves for larger. Nod to principles first. Actions follow. Behavioral science maps it. Cognitive dissonance favors consistency. Ethical North Star guides all, influence uplifts. Never exploits. Probe motives. Does this serve their highest good? Consent thrives in transparency. Self-influence first. Apply these to your habits. Reciprocate self-care, like your future self. Practice weaves mastery. Next interaction, layer 2 principles, complement, then seek input. Track shifts. Doors widen, alliances form. Nora turns skeptics to advocates. Thus, her network, a living testament. Compassion infuses depth. Influence honors autonomy. Force fractures. When wills align voluntarily, joy multiplies. Giver and receiver enriched. Bask in this empowered poise. Gentle sway has armed you to move mountains with murmurs, turning resistance to readiness. Peace settles. What unseen filters distort even these pure intentions? Mind's sly illusions clouding judgment. Cognitive biases emerge next. Press on with me. Truth clarifies. Chapter 9. Mind's Shadow Puppets. Conquering cognitive biases. Dawn breaks over a misty forest path, traveler pausing at a fork. One trail gleams sunlit, the other shrouded. Yet deeper wisdom whispers the shadowed way holds hidden springs. Heart pulls to light's comfort, ignoring signs of drought ahead. We chase illusions daily, brains scripting false certainties from chaos. These aren't whims, they're biases, evolution shortcuts turned saboteurs. You've mastered sway's grace. Now shatter these mental mirages. What deceptions cloud your sight? Awaken. The veils tear now. Cognitive biases lurk as the brain's stealthy economizers, rapid heuristics, born to save energy in savage wilds, now distorting modern judgments like warped lenses. Confirmation bias cherry-picks, affirming echoes, dismissing dissonant truths, anchoring clings to first numbers heard, skewing scales forever. This chapter unmasks their gallery, arming you to spot them in self and others. Instant clarity amid fog. No more trapped in echo chambers. Navigate reality raw. Decisions sharpen. Conflicts clarify. Wisdom deepens universally. Confirmation bias reigns first. The mind's loyal echo, seeking proof for beliefs. Blind to counter wins. Politician scorns data-clashing ideology. Friend ignores red flags in toxic ties. The Sations tilt. Questions fish for yeses. Sources cherry-pick. Witness Carl, investor ruined by stock devotion. Bullish news devoured. Warnings trashed. Fortune evaporated. Counter it. Actively hunt disproof. What shreds my view? Truth liberates. Anchoring drops first. Anchors deep. Initial figures more negotiations. Estimates. Even justice. Seller quotes high. Buyer haggles down from there, not zero. Grocery prices prime perceptions of value. Buyer, job seeker, anchored low by early offer. Settled beneath worth. Reset, pause, reframe from fresh baselines. Market rate here. Anchors lift. Availability haunts next. Recent dramas loom largest. Skewing risks. Plane crash headlines spawn flight fears. Ignoring stats calm skies. Personal tales amplify. My cousin's scam trumps data. In choices, vivid memories dictate over odds. Guide fearful friends. Stats say safer than driving. Feel that shift. Halo effect crowns one virtue, gilding all. Handsome face presumes competence. Kind voice hides flaws. Attractive defendants draw leniency. Charismatic leaders dodge scrutiny. Reverse halo damns wholly from one fault. Recruiter overlooked, skilled but unkempt talent thus. Balance. List pros cons, deliberately. Virtues separate from veneer. Sunk cost fallacy chains to losses. I've invested too much to quit. Bad movies watched to end. Failing ventures propped. Emotional sunk costs bind worse. Loveless marriages dead-end paths. Free yourself. Ask, from today forward would I start this? Fresh eyes prevail. Fundamental attribution error. Blames character over circumstance. Lazy worker ignores traffic woes. Overlooks our excuses. We judge others harshly, selves kindly. In conflicts, it fuels blame wars. Shift. What unseen pressures shape them? Empathy bridges. Optimism bias paints personal futures. Roseate. Won't happen to me. Smokers scoff. Cancer. Drivers text carefree. Underestimation breeds regret. Ground with probabilities. If average odds are X, minor line, groupthink, smothers dissent in unity's name. Teams nod to flawed plans, fearing outlier status. Leaders push, yes men comply. Disasters brew. Cultivate, devil's advocates. Poke holes here. Overconfidence swells egos. Traders bet big on hunches. Planners miss buffers. Calibrate. Track past predictions, adjust lenses, self-application fortifies. Journal biases daily. Where did I anchor today? Metacognition builds bias-resistant minds. In others, gently illuminate. Have you considered the opposite? Without judgment, lights, dawn. Ethical clarity. Biases humanize, not condemn. Compassion meets errors. Awareness heals divides. Teams thrive. Bias checked. Loves endure reality tested. Ethical use transforms dialogues. Spot opponents confirmation hunt. Offer balanced views. Trust surges. Rest in unveiled truth. Shadow puppets banished. Your gaze pierces illusions pure. Empowerment roots. What primal engines propel these patterned minds? The deep wellsprings fueling every quest. Core motivations surface next. Venture deeper with me. The source reveals. Chapter 10. The deep wellsprings. What truly drives the human heart. Beneath a starless sky, a miner descends into Earth's black veins, lantern flickering against unyielding stone. He doesn't seek gold's glitter or gems' cold fire. No, a deeper thirst pulls him, the ache for belonging, the whisper of purpose, echoing in hollow chambers, strikes of pickaxe ring not for wealth alone, but to quench that primal pull. Every soul harbors such wellsprings, invisible rivers, carving paths through lives. You've pierced bias's fog, now drink from these sources. What drives the ones you cherish, the rivals you face? Plumb them, the currents rise to meet you. Core motivations form the subterranean forces propelling every action. For eternal hungers, status, security, connection, purpose, intertwined roots feeding behavior's tree. Status climbs hierarchies for respect's crown. Security builds fortresses against chaos. Connection weaves tribes against solitude. Purpose ignites meaning amid void. This chapter maps their flows, revealing why choices confound or align instantly. No surface reads suffice. Touch these depths, and predictions crystallize. Align with them, and mountains yield. Ignore, and walls endure. Status surges first. Evolution's ladder. Primates preen, humans chase titles, likes, accolades. It fuels ambition's blaze. Promotions pursued not for tasks, but prestige's glow. High status cues, expansive gestures, name-dropping betray climbers, deference signals deference. Watch Leo, CEO unraveling without bored nods. His drive? Throne's edge. Feed it wisely. Recognize publicly, your lead shines, loyalty binds. Low-status seekers shun spotlights. Elevate quietly, security anchors next. The sheltering instinct against loss's spectre, savings hoarded, routines clutched like lifelines, past scarcities scar it. Recession orphans grip jobs white-knuckled, betrayal survivors lock hearts. Bodies tense at change, crossed arms, shallow breaths. Sophia, entrepreneur, froze expansions till safe buffers swelled. Offer stability. This path secures us all. Trust flows from fortified foundations. Connection craves the warm hearth of belonging. Oxytocin-fueled bonds defying isolation's chill. Loneliness epidemics rage, modern, ancient brains wired for clans. Introverts seek depths, extroverts crowds, yet all hunger touch, validation. Eyes linger long in confidences, silences, stretch painfully. Recall Amir, wanderer settling when community embraced. Probe, who stands with you? Align offers to tribes, group invites for connectors. Purpose crowns the quartet. The North Star, transcending survival legacy. Impact, transcendence's call. It stirs artists at dawn, activists against odds, vague lives drift, purposeful blaze trails. Questions unveil, what legacy burns in you? High-purpose souls sacrifice comfort, aligned visions. Join this greater wave ignites fervor. These wellsprings blend uniquely, status security hybrids, build empires methodically, connection purpose souls, lead movements, surface actions mislead, charity from status, probe deeper, daily practice. In talks, unearth one. What matters most here? Align responses, resistance fades, self-excavation deepens power. Chart your drives. My security once stalled, risks, naming it freed bold leaps. Journal, what pulls me truly? Authenticity radiates, drawing matching souls. Ethical harmony guides, honor drives without hijack, amplify purpose. Don't dangle false status. In leadership, map teams, status hungry to front lines, security to cause, families thrive, validate child's connection bids, spouses purpose quests, real alchemy unfolds, negotiator unlocked deals, naming counterparts security fears, guaranteed outcomes, romances endure drive aligned paths, compassion flows, drives explain, never excuse, guide gently. Neuroscience affirms, Dopamine rewards status climbs, serotonin soothes security, bonds heal cortisol spikes, purpose silences existential dread. Wield knowingly, fulfillment cascade. Pause in these revealed depth. Wellsprings understood turn strangers to open books, motives to maps. Richness fills you. What invisible threads bind individuals into humming collectives, whispers shaping group destinies? Social currents swirl ahead, flow with me. The tapestry awaits. Chapter 11. Whispers in the Crowd. Mastering Social Currents. A grand banquet hall glows under crystal chandeliers, laughter cascading like champagne foam. Yet beneath the clink of glasses, eyes dart in silent congress. Two heads tilt toward a corner power broker. Backs turn from the newcomer. Whispers weave invisible alliances like spider silk. One gesture excludes, another elevates. Fates shift without a word spoken aloud. This is the group's hidden pulse, social signals scripting belonging or banishment. You've traced individual wellsprings, now attuned to collective tides. What currents carry the souls around you? Dive in. The waves part for the perceptive. Social dynamics form the invisible choreography of groups. Microsignals and power flows dictating inclusion, influence and exile in humanity's tribal tapestry. Proximity clusters, keen gaze, directions, map, loyalties, interruption patterns, crown alphas, evolutionary echoes ensuring survival through savvy navigation. This chapter hones your antenna for these undercurrents, granting instant reads on hierarchies, factions, fractures. No longer outsider, become the attuned navigator. Teams unite under your gaze, networks expand, isolations end. Feel the collective heartbeat quicken. Proximity paints first strokes. Bodies gravitate to allies, forming human constellations. Tight clusters signal bonds forged in trust. Outliers hover on fringes, yearning or plotting. At parties, note their inner circles. Knees angled inward weave intimacy. Outward feet signal exits planned. I saw it rescue Diego, newcomer at corporate retreats. Spotting his boss's tight trio, he eased near without intrusion. Nods turned to invites. Promotions followed. Space whispers membership. Listen. Gaze webs spin next. Eyes lock on leaders, trail subordinates like compass needles. Dominant figures command sustained stares. Followers flick glances for cues. Crossed gazes spark tension. Averted ones submission or scheming. In meetings track the alpha. Whom do eyes seek in pauses? Mira, rising executive. Noted her rival's gaze dodging vulnerability exposed. She offered alliance. The board shifted. Eyes chart power maps unseen. Touch hierarchies unfold subtly. Pats on backs anoint favorites. Arm squeezes claim territory. Withheld hands isolate. Casual brushes build rapport. Pointed avoids chill. Cultural veils vary, yet intent shines. Lingering handshakes bind pacts. Abrupt pulls sever. Observe reza. At weddings, groomsmen's backslaps crowned the best man. Overlooked kin faded to shadows. Touch translates status into skin. Interruption rhythms, drum dominance. Alphas overlap, speech freely. Betas pause politely. Omegas trail silent. Frequency reveals, bold cut-ins, seize control. Yielding yields ground. Pair with volume, rising tones overrule. Whispers undermine. Team dynamics clarified thus. Quiet interrupters wield stealth power. Posture pyramids erect next. Alphas expand. Chests broad. Chins lifted. Subordinates contract. Shoulders rounded in deference. Mirroring clusters signal harmony. Mismatched stances. Friction. In negotiations, Elias mirrored the chair's open lean. Equals emerged. Deals sealed. Exclusions chill bites sharpest. Group laughter halting at your approach. Conversations pivoting away. Inside jokes excluding. Inclusion warms. Invites to subcircles. Shared glances pulling you in. Heal it actively. Echo laughs genuinely. Ask, catch me up. Gates swing. Power vacuums, hum with contenders. Eyes scanning for weakness. Postures probing dominance. Fill wisely or watch wolves circle. Ethical savvy shines. Elevate overlooked voices. What do you see, Jordan? Loyalty cascades. Practice immersion. Enter gatherings as observer first. Map clusters, trace gazes, note touches, intervene artfully. Step into vacuums with questions. Mirror to bond. Self-refine, your signals broadcast. Expand confidently. Touch warmly, compassion tempers insight. Signals stem from ancient needs. Rejection stings like physical wounds. Fifth, MRI lit. Meet exclusions with grace. Offer bridges. Groups heal under perceptive care. Neuroscience echoes. Oxytocin binds clusters. Cortisol spikes. Isolates. Your reeds foster belonging's balm. Rest amid these revealed flows. Social whispers decoded. Crowds become symphonies you conduct. Harmony resonates. What final grace marries all insights into lasting bonds, turning reeds to unbreakable ties, connections forge awaits. Cross with me, eternity binds. Chapter 12. From Sight to Soul. Forging eternal bonds. Sunrise crests a mist-shrouded valley, two wanderers locking eyes across a rushing stream. No words bridge the gap, yet in that shared gaze, body yielding, voice softening, truths exchanged, strangers become companions for the road ahead. Barriers dissolve not by force, but by the quiet alchemy of true seeing. This is connection's pinnacle, where understanding births unbreakable ties. You've navigated every layer, every current. Now weave them into living bonds. What hearts will open to you fully? Reach out, the union awaits. Deep connection transcends mere reading. It's the sacred fusion of insight and heart, transforming observers into intimates, rivals into kin. All prior chapters converge here. Masks pierced, bodies attuned, eyes met, impressions crafted, voices harmonized, personalities honored, triggers soothed, influences shared, biases slain, motivations aligned, groups navigated. This synthesis forges empathy's fire, turning knowledge into communion. No isolation lingers, every encounter pulses with possibility. You've assembled the map, now walk its paths, changing lives through presence alone. Integration begins with holistic presence. Layer cues into full portraits. A colleague's crossed arms, rising pitch, averted gaze. Not defiance, but abandonment's echo in an extroverted frame. Respond. I sense this stirs old waters. Walk me through it. Walls crumble, trust ignites. Practice daily. In lines, meetings, chance brushes. Scan body, voice, eyes. Then probe motivations gently. Patterns emerge like constellations, predictable yet profound. Vulnerability's bridge spans next. Reveal your layers first. Modeling safety. Modeling safety. I felt that doubt too disarms defenses, mirror neurons sinking souls. I watched Isabella heal a fractured team, admitting her own failure fears amid tension. Others followed, stories poured, unity reborn. Risk it ethically. Authenticity magnetizes, shallow bonds wither, vulnerable ones weather storms. Active listening crowns the art beyond words. Echo emotions. That frustration weighs heavy. Paraphrase drives, status calls you here. Ready? Validation floods oxytocin rivers. binding tighter than logic. Avoid fixes first. Witness fully. Lovers deepen. Friendships endure. Leadership inspires through heard hearts. Questioning unlocks depth. Open probes. Unearth wellsprings. What truly lights your path? Follow threads without agenda. Curiosity conveys care. In romance, it sparks flames. Professionally, alliances form, pair with calibrated touch. Light shoulder squeezes for connectors, space for security seekers. Conflict transmutes via synthesis. Spot triggers mid-clash, name biases softly. Might we anchor differently? De-escalate with aligned motivations. Social currents guide, elevate the silenced. Mirror alphas humbly. Resolutions emerge collaborative, scars to strength. Daily rituals cement mastery. Morning mirror scan your signals, set intentions. Evening reviews. Whom did I truly see? Track transformations, strained ties mending, opportunities blooming. Self-compassion fuels. Your imperfections humanize, drawing reciprocation. Real miracles unfold. Estranged father and son. Cues decoded, reunited through named hurts. Shy networker, social savvy wielded, built empires of allies. Your life, romances profound, careers propelled, communities woven, legacy in connections forged. Ethical heart guards all. Power serves, never subjugates. Consent reigns, probe only invited depths. When insight heals rather than hoards, karma circles back enriched. Neuroscience sanctifies, synchronized brains via gaze and tone birth. We states, empathy circuits blazing. You've activated your pause in this symphony's embrace. Every thread woven, understanding complete, yet the practice eternalizes it. Satisfaction surges, infinite horizons gleam. Carry these gifts. See souls, bind hearts, orphan worlds. You've journeyed far, now live the revelation.